but he moved it, but he felt it. Like mentioned the injury with Dylan and Felix being kind of questionable.
Yeah.
Are there any concerns from you? I know you got depth, but with the bullpen.
I think we're really encouraged, honestly, about how they've come along. Both are little different places, but Dylan's made huge strides the last couple of weeks and it feels really good. And Batista's been here for the majority of the winter and looks great, feels great. So I'm encouraged by him.
To underscore just the importance of bullpen depth overall.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can never have enough good arms, and we're gonna have other things come up too. I mean, these things happen, and it's part of the game. And but we feel great about the depth that we have in camp, and those are two huge pieces of our team. Just want to see them get healthy and get out there.
How much of the instruction is going to be about any rules? What percent of your instruction?
Yeah, we're starting, honestly, like really educating our guys today, ourselves too. It's a lot of them, and so just kind of getting used to them. A lot of us have never seen new rules in place, so it's going to be interesting. First day of games, how the clock and you see the bigger bases out there, and so we're going through that stuff with the players now, and then we'll have drills and things like that to kind of simulate game situations with the new rules.
Are there any pitchers that you look at and think that their wind-up or the way they approach is going to be difficult either with the balk or the pitch clock?
I think we're pretty good on that end. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I don't foresee us having any issues with that.
Now that you've seen those bigger bases, how excited are you about the potential impact that could have with the speed, just the guys out there?
I think we'll wait and see. I hope. I think we're still a lot of bases last year with field bases, and now that it's a little bit closer, I think that hopefully it impacts us positively, and I hope these new rules, honestly, that I just feel like our guys are athletic and we're versatile, and we have guys that can run. So I'm hoping that they impact us positively.
I'm sure you were preparing in your head how you're going to work with the guys who had to leave early from WDC. Were you expecting Urias was going to be one of those guys who was going to be leaving camp?
Yeah. He's not now, so he's going to be on a regular schedule. But those three guys we need to get ready. They'll be on a little bit different schedules, just because they'll be in game action a couple weeks before everybody else, and so it's important that we get those guys ramped up. And those are such highly competitive games and intense games. We want to make sure that they're ready to go.
How much does that concern you as far as ramping up with Kramer in particular? Because obviously he's going to be pitching full out.
I know.
When he gets in. Is that a concern for you?
I think you always have concern when guys are playing those type of games in the middle of March. I think everybody's going to have those concerns, but it's such an awesome opportunity and happy for them. And all three of those guys are super excited about it, and what a cool thing for them to do.
Which of the rules do you think will have the most impact?
Thanks.
I think the pitch clock on the hitter. I think it's going to be I think the hitters are going to feel early on, especially guys that have been in the league for a while. I think they're going to feel a little bit rushed, but I do not know. We'll see. Ask me 2 weeks in.
What's the over/under on stolen bases from Mateo and Mullins?
In spring?
In the season.
No, I would hope they're going to have more than last year. They'll have the green light. So, I think the new pickoff rules too. That might be the biggest one, honestly.
What about the shift?
Tie.
What about the shift? How do you see that affecting things?
I think we're so used to seeing baseball, honestly, without the shift. Most of us have been around for more than 7 or 8 years. That it's just bringing me back to that type of baseball. But I think it's going to affect left-handed hitters the most. I think it's going to be a positive thing for left-handed hitters, and I hope it brings some versatility back to part of the athleticism back to the middle infielders, part of the game. We were talking about the other day, we had to start practicing turning double plays from the same side of the field with the shortstop and the second baseman being on the same side. Now we're back to traditional double play turns and things like that. So I think that, I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea how it's going to look. I think that I'm looking forward to it, though. I think there's positive changes.
When we spoke with Mike, he mentioned how rare it is for a manager to effectively see a rebuild through to the point that you guys are at now. What's it like for you to have gone through the past few years and now be entering a season where you guys are talking about playoffs as a realistic goal?
Well, it was tough. It was a tough few years. An unusual few years also with lockout, COVID, etc. But yeah, it feels good. I mean, I feel proud of the organization, how far we've come. You look at our spring training roster, and you're really encouraged by the amount of talent that's there. And we're still fairly inexperienced, and we have a lot of young dudes that haven't been in the big leagues yet that are incredibly talented, and it's really, really exciting. So to be able to kind of get to this point, it's not easy to do, and I give Mike and the front office a ton of credit for the way they've drafted and signed players and claim the right guys, and the kind of character, honestly, too. Like, we have high character guys, so not just talented, but high character guys, and it's nice to kind of get over the hump, so to speak.
Have you grown, like, as a manager as well in those 4 years? As the organization gets improved, I mean, do you feel like at this point, like, you're a better manager than 4 years?
Well, I mean, I have a lot more experience. This is fifth year now, so I think you're constantly, just like as a player, you're constantly trying to improve, and you reflect, and you take losses hard, and ask questions, and try to figure it out. Try to be the best version that you could be, and I think I am. I think I try to do that, so I'm sure I've grown in a lot of ways.
Is there anybody in particular that this opportunity with Tate down, kind of opens the door for in your mind?
I mean, we're so early to tell right now, honestly. But I think that there's, I'm hoping that we have nothing else the rest of the camp, but that'd be pretty rare. Those things happen these next 6 weeks, and so you just have to cross your fingers, and you try to prepare these guys as much as you possibly can, and try to stay healthy, honestly. And yeah, we'll see in about a month from now how we look.
Thank you.
That's right.